Artwork podcast, episode number 8. We're here with a bunch of creative people, awesome artists in Miami. They all do different things, have different styles, and we're all able to meet up. If you have any suggestions, want to leave a comment, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, so the episode today is focused on Catlin. You came across me in the thrifter market.
Yeah.
All three of you were there together. You just strolled up, you're having a good time, and you're like, whoa, artwork.
You're taking selfies with your art.
Yeah. And from there, 3 days later, we're here, all sitting in your studio, and we just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what you're doing with your art, where you're from. You want to give people a little background info on you?
Yeah, sure. Originally, I'm from Maine, the great state of Maine. I moved to Florida 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I lived in like Boca del Rey area.
You said you came down recently though, right? Like 6 months ago or something?
Yeah. Then I moved to California, where I lived in Joshua Tree in the desert for 5 years.
Wow. And so, just want to kind of introduce everyone too. Sorry for the little mix-up. So you're Catlin. You're an artist. Where can people find you online?
At Catlin the artist.
Catlin the artist. Cool. And we're here with. You want to introduce Joey and kind of how you guys know each other?
Yeah, this is my good friend and patron, inspiration, Joey Morocco. He owns the Pulp Fiction building and created it. He is the driving force behind everything we're doing.
Appreciate that.
He's the man behind the man behind the man.
Yeah, which is dope. And it's dope because you have cool murals outside. You have like your signature on the building, and it's just a very like cool energy flow.
Yeah, and so what happened was I was living in California, and about 6 months ago I decided I was going to come visit friends here in Miami. I met Joey at a party where I was painting a mural. He loved it, and he's like, hey, I have a restaurant, I have some buildings, I'd love for you to paint them. And I'd never used spray paint before. So Joey picked me up, took me to the art store. First time, we don't know what we're doing.
This was just 6 months ago?
Mm-hmm. We're asking the lady, what do we use? What do we do? We just get a bunch of stuff. We don't know if it's going to work. We get too much stuff or not enough stuff. And we go to the restaurant and we just start painting. And it was really cool. The vibe was perfect. I don't know. I know how to spray paint.
Cool.
And I guess part of I'm not a trained artist, and I'm not even very much of a practiced artist. I don't have a large body of work. That's what we're working on right now. But I've just always known I can make art, and so right now part of my process is just picking up these materials and this media and fucking around with it,
experimenting, learning.
Yeah,
cool.
And figuring out during the painting. Like this painting behind you and Nick's here, I've never done this style. It's kind of like the Archer style, but a little bit more realistic. And I've never painted anything in this style. This is probably the first time I've ever painted something that's actually like a human figure and accurate to the color, like realistic colors.
Yeah,
I've always done black and white, or in Wynwood I did a big mural with some video game characters, and those were accurate colors. But
yeah, we'll pull that up too. I'll get a picture of it. Is it still around, that mural?
Yeah, we should go check it out sometime.
I'll pull it up. And so as Joey, as a patron, right? How do you have the creativity yourself to be like, whoa, this guy, he's doing cool artwork, and kind of help him out, work together, collab?
Yeah, well, I mean, I always just thought that cool art makes everything cooler. You know what I mean? So when I just saw that he was so talented and had a very similar style to what my style was. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you're an artist also?
I don't paint, but just visually and creatively.
Yeah.
And, so when I saw his mural, I was like, hey, I got a ton of stuff, you know, that you could paint, and I had been wanting for this building, especially for the longest time, to kind of tie it into Wynwood.
Cool.
You know what I mean? And so I
Bring
knew
it
that,
over here.
Yeah, like because this is Wynwood, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But like you know, it's still up and coming still. So in order to kind of, you know, I felt like a sick mural would really give it that vibe. That you would.
And then your Instagram is the _rockin_Moroccan. I just realized that rhymed. I read it in my head and it didn't rhyme. And then here to my left, we have Nicole,
Yes.
Amato, and yeah, you're doing some awesome stuff at the body work.
It's the
experience?
the body
The-
shop experience.
Oh, the body shop experience.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows me as Body by Nix, which is BODYBYNIXX. And I'm actually a fitness entrepreneur, but I've been a singer as well my art. But they do paint me while I sing at the body shop, so you should go and check it out at the body shop experience.
And
You're
it's
in
pretty new, right? Is the
Yes,
concept?
this weekend was our opening weekend.
This weekend was the
The
opening
night we
weekend?
met you, actually, we were going to her show.
They didn't let us
Wow.
in because we were too early, and then we roamed around Wynwood.
And the performance is amazing. The whole body shop experience is like innovative, like technology, visually like crazy, and
Just
dance, art, the vibe.
Mind
It's
trip.
it's the stuff that makes like I love a good show, and I was freaking out. It's the stuff that makes me go, what? Whoa! Like that's the way I was acting in front of people.
Cool. And so we have you you paint like big murals, you use spray paint, different mediums, you're kind of still discovering your like style and goals and artwork, which is pretty cool. I see a lot of projects, awesome project over here that we'll bring up in a little bit.
Mhm.
And then we have Joey, you're like an entrepreneur, a hustler, and awesome partnering up with him, getting some of your visualizations and your emotions on a canvas, him working together. And then we have Nicole, who you're just an all-around talent. You can sing, creative, everything. And then Sara, which Sara is cool because she can kind of wrap all of this together. You have a blog, you're an artist, and you want to talk a little bit more about how you incorporate those two things and why you're here hanging out with us?
Sure. I promote other artists by writing articles on them, and I've written an article on him. I'm in the middle of one on you and the body shop and all that they're doing for up and coming artists in Wynwood, and I think and you too having a podcast. That's amazing. You're bringing the art network together. It's very important for like artists to all support each other and promote each other's work because ultimately, it's the whole art world is important as a whole rather than just individual artists themselves. So.
And
Yeah.
what's your blog? How can people find it?
Latage Magazine is the magazine that I write for, and I cover artists. So whether they're a painter or a fashion blogger or comedian or anything, but I usually cover painters because I paint myself, and that's just because I sell custom artwork. So I just
Cool.
love the arts, and
Yeah.
all my friends that end up being creatives too. So it's very natural for me. Everyone here in this room is super creative, and yeah, it's great.
And all the like links and all of your social medias, we'll put it in the description to your blog and everything. So that's cool. So yeah, I guess let's just talk about. I feel like super cool thing that isn't everywhere, and it should come up more is little art districts like Wynwood. You're more recent here. Has anyone been here like a long time and saw Wynwood before it blossomed into the art district?
I just moved here back from LA as well, but I was here as a model like Brickell didn't even exist. Like it was ghetto. It was big. I was like terrified of it.
In
And-
Brickell?
Oh honey, the only thing that existed was space. And that was it in the Gold Nugget or something. Which is now 11. So yeah, it's amazing. And actually the owner or the director of the body shop is best friends with Moija Mana, and that's why it's really good for you to meet all of them. So we'll set that up. But Moija Mana is building Wynwood. He's the man of Wynwood. He's building
This
everything.
huge construction project.
Everything is him.
Yeah.
Everything is him, and he's supporting all the arts. He put 2 of the artists in an apartment. So the body shop, just to really quickly go through it, it's artists, but if you go to other shows, I don't know, and familiar with like Faina and like all these big shows like, you know, or Cirque du Soleil. Those are artists, those are dancers that have been in ballet schools and stuff and tuitions and for years and years of practice. And these kids are from the street. They, you know, have no money for materials. They get like shit out of the trash. And they create these things and they work. And they've been building the body shop for like 6-8 months. All of the artists have painted and put their own blood, sweat, and tears. I even did into building that studio, and for no money and just for the arts. And I really want you guys to go out there and support them because they are going to be the next big things. And Catlin's gonna come and do
You're gonna do a body show?
He's
The-
gonna do
the
it. Well, he's
8-pack
already
on
doing a
stage?
body show.
Yeah, I would love to work with those guys. That's a fantastic show, and love to be a part of it.
Do they have
Huge.
like paint flying around and stuff?
They have
or-
paint flying around, lasers, drums,
Dancers.
Singers.
live painting, actually like portrait painting on stage. It has a twist, and yeah, like Nick said, she's singing this amazing blues, just belting it out, and meanwhile, like there's an artist like painting her body.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really
It's really
integrates
good.
like all the brain senses.
And then they do a great job of like engaging the audience too. The audience is absolutely a part of that show. It's not like a separation, like you guys are watching us. It's like they're brought into the show. It's cool.
Makes me happy to hear you guys. Yeah. But that's just opening weekend. We want a lot more to do.
Yeah, it just started. Wow.
Yeah. I'm really happy to hear it though.
Yeah.
And so, talking about kind of like collaborating, do you collaborate with any other artists, or is this kind of your first
Yeah,
work?
absolutely. That's part of my story and how I ended up here in Miami and decided to become like an artist. Because before I ran into Joey and he had me start painting, I was just like, you know, I always knew I was good at art and I'd draw pictures and I'd make paintings every once in a while, but I was like afraid to like step into those shoes. It's actually kind of an ego thing. I have like such a high opinion of my talent as an artist that I was like afraid to like that I wouldn't be able to live up to it. And well, I do know that I wouldn't be able to live up to it alone. For me, community and relationships and collaboration is so important. And so yeah, my first like most important collaborator was Joey. He said, "Why don't you do this?" And then, like you said, like Joey and I, like Joey's absolutely involved in my creative process, like on like all of these works that we.
That's awesome.
We synergize, where we like get on the same, like especially with the first painting
Yeah, those
that I did.
aha moments
Yeah.
together.
And it's like, we're, like so many times, we're like, here's what I'm thinking, what are you thinking? And it's the same thing. And then especially useful to me is sometimes Joey will be like, I don't know, well, what do you think about this? I think this should be like, you know, this is a little bit off. And I'll be like, I don't think it is. And a
That's
lot
tough,
of
right?
times he'll be like, yeah, I guess you're right. But sometimes he'll be like, no, I really think you should take another look at that. And then I set my ego aside and be like, oh, let me take another look at that. And a lot of times it's turned out that, you know, he was correct. Like, you know, a decision needed to be changed. And that's so useful because that's like a way that I can grow that I wouldn't have come up with on my own.
You have to be open as an artist too to step out of your
Yeah,
ego.
and I think a lot of people would think like, oh, that's not authentic. You know, I want to be true to myself. And I do want to be true to myself and like collaborating with others, listening to others, opening up to other opinions, other possibilities. I think lets me be more true to myself as an artist.
It's fun too, yeah, meeting people. Where do you see this going in terms of, do you want to like expand and do this with more artists and kind of like, where do you?
You know, I mean, potentially that could be possible, but for now, I'm just thinking like, just take it day by day. And right now, we're having a great time.
So you guys are
creating cool art.
producing like a lot of like work, a lot of content.
Yeah, and like, you know, I just moved my entire life over here from California, drove over, painted a mural on the way in Fort Worth, and just landed here this month, and I've got the studio set up, and got this painting done this coming week. I guess this week we're gonna paint another one of Joey's buildings right right in Wynwood, and it's gonna be really dope, really Miami, really. Should we talk about exactly what it is?
Is it a series?
We should wait for it to be unveiled.
It's hard.
Unveilings are cool.
Yeah, unveilings are cool. It's a really cool idea though.
Yeah,
as
I think
well.
it's very Miami. It's very badass. It's our generation,
Yeah.
and I'm excited about it. It's gonna be on a big.
So
front.
when that's ready, we'll do a special on that.
Yeah.
On that, we'll unveil it.
Unveil. I think we have to wait for the unveiling.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let's unveil.
That's a good point.
Um,
So is this is a series here, right?
Yeah, this is part of a series of cool, influential women on Instagram. Paris is one of them. She's also just such an icon from like my childhood growing up. She's one of I think the very first people to be famous for being herself, which is largely criticized. You know, people are like, "Why is she famous? All she is herself." But I mean, I can't think you can't really knock that. I mean, you know, just
It's
be
an
yourself
art.
is such a
I think actually Simple Life was one of the first reality shows.
Yeah.
I was
Simple
on
Life?
Simple Life.
Really?
You were on it?
Well, I told Fox I would sue them because Nicole pulled my boobs out and they were filming and I was like, I'm a Christian from Oklahoma. I was like, no. But it was my roommate's grandparents' farm that was picked, the Latin farm. And
Wow.
we were driving to Miami and they went to film for like a month. And Nathan's like, can we stop by and say hi to my grandparents? I was like, sure. And they were already there, like they had added like 20 cows, they had added like another house, they were like, you know, because obviously it's Hollywood. And we had a hoot, but they were crazy.
I want to get back to what you asked me about collaboration because the second person I collaborated with was a huge part of my moving here and taking this up and believing in myself as well. And that was Muck Rock. You can follow her at Muck Rock, MUCKROCK. And she's this amazing powerhouse street artist in Venice. She was mentored by Smith and Lady Pink, like two legends from New York, and she pumps out. It's got to be like on average a mural a day, and just beautiful portrait art, spray
Wow.
paint. Some paid, some just a lot just for fun for her fans and for her following. So
We'll pull that up so everyone can look at that. We'll pull
Yeah,
that up.
she's a force to be reckoned with. So I was painting for Joey. I was working on these paintings. I was seeing that hey, maybe I'm gonna become an artist. And Jules Muck was one of the few artists that I know. So I called her up and I was asking her for advice. I was like, what do you think? What direction should I take? Blah blah blah. These general things. And she gave me some good advice. And then she said, by the way, I'm gonna be in Miami in a couple weeks for Art Basel. If you find us a wall, maybe we could collaborate. And I was trying to play it cool. I was like, yeah, cool.
You hadn't really
We
done
could collaborate.
A mural
Muck Rock,
yet.
no problem. Yeah.
Had you done murals yet?
I hadn't done a big mural. I had done the mural at the restaurant,
Mm.
which was the first time I'd ever used spray paint, and it was half of this hot blonde girl's face, and it was really cool. It came out great. So I get off the phone and I'm like, oh my gosh, Muck wants to collaborate with me, and I find us a wall, this big 100-foot wall on this arcade in Wynwood called Fun Dimension. Really cool arcade. They got bumper cars, laser tag, awesome place. And I run in, I walk into the building and I run into the owner and I said hey, can Muck Rock and I paint this? And she said, I gotta ask my partners. And then she did. And then she came back, she's like, yeah, sure, you can paint it. And so I'm just elated. I'm just started using spray paint a couple weeks ago, and now I'm about to paint a 100-foot wall, collaborate with Muck Rock, an artist that I admire, and during Art Basel, I'm just how where did this come from? And so Muck gets here, and working at her level was very challenging. But
you mean
Can I ask why it was challenging? Why did you say that?
let me explain Muck Rock. she came from New Orleans, or she drove here from New Orleans. She was in New Orleans painting murals. She drove here 12 hours straight, gets out of her car, paints a mural, and then meets me for dinner at 8:30 p.m.
Wow.
She's like just an
Machine.
animal. So I had this example, you know, of like how to go hard. And you know, I'm thinking this is gonna be like a fun thing, and my kind of sit me down and explained to me, like, she's like, yes, we love this, but it's hard fucking work. And I was like, whoa. But that mindset was important for me because she's so fast. She finished her part of our wall, which was a cat jumping over the moon, in I don't know, less than a day total. I think it was like 2 sessions of a few hours. She's very fast. And then she's like, hey, I really miss California. I got to get back there. And she's like, you know, you got this. And I was
To
like,
finish it?
yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, of course. I hesitated for like 2 days. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And you know, I was like,
This
I
mural's
thought,
still there, right? Obviously.
yeah, it's still, yeah, we can go check it out. It's actually right around the corner from Dasher and Crank, my favorite fucking ice cream place ever. It's new, it's in Wynwood, and
Is that the
it's
green stuff on the wall?
pink. It's very pink.
Oh, I feel
Anyway, so we'll go check out the mural sometime, but yeah, I'm here with this wall, and I have this idea, this concept, and I'm just like fucking scared because I've never painted a 100-foot wall, and but like I said, I got to see the example of Muck just busting ass and doing it, and I had the idea in my head that she was gonna hold my hand and be my buddy through the whole thing is what gave me the balls to like
say
accept
yes.
this challenge, and the fact that she said, all right, you're on your own now, is what gave me the opportunity to realize that like I do got this, or I'm gonna fail. But I didn't. I got my paint. At that time, there was a bunch of other obstacles in the way. Like I had identity theft, so I couldn't use an Uber. So my card wasn't working. My bike tire was flat, so I like had to like grab all my shit and like walk there. And I didn't. I noticed as I was walking like 2 miles to the place. And I was like halfway there, I was like, holy shit, like this must be my passion. Because like there's all these annoying things happening. I'm about to do something really hard.
Yeah.
And I don't even mind. Like,
Mhm.
you know,
It's
I'm
funny how life like challenges you like that, and then you have a moment where you're just kind of like, well, cool. I enjoy what I'm doing, so fuck it. Let the challenges come.
yeah.
It's cool.
So I got there, I got on the lift, I sketched out the Mario and the Donkey Kong, the images I was gonna paint, and I stood back and I looked at them and I was like, fuck yes, I can paint stuff really big, you know.
Cool.
It was the first time I'd ever done it on that scale, and I kind of always, like I said, I have a very high opinion of my abilities, so I always assumed I could do it, but I never proved it.
Have you two collabed or plan on collabing?
I wrote an article on him. That's like a collaboration in a sense, right? And we haven't painted
You can call it
together,
that.
but one day we'll probably end up painting together.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Have you done a mural?
I've done a few murals, not on the outside of buildings, but like on like regular walls and stuff. Yeah, like for offices,
With spray paint?
stuff. Half spray paint, half acrylic. Yeah, I would help you out with a mural if you ever need an assistant, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I got 2 practice walls at my house, my garage door and my gate. I just, because spray paint is something where like how you're very intrigued about it. Like you see these guys doing cool ass things with just with spray paint. They're just like da 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 da. And you're just like, how? So
Yeah.
I go to Home Depot, I buy just spray paint, and I'm like, how the fuck do they do this? And then one day at the art store, I just asked the guy, I was like, can you explain to me how they're so good? And then he just gave me the breakdown, all the lids and cans, high pressure, low pressure. It's still complicating, but yesterday I finally like was getting some good lines, so it felt good because then your mind kind of just opens up. Like, okay, now I can layer this coat, come back lines on top of it, just different things. So
I use paper towels and I just fold it and then I spray paint.
paper towels.
Like a paper
Do you
towel,
get
just
straight
like,
lines?
Yeah, you just fold it and then you go like that and then you wait.
You do spray paint stuff too?
Okay, I'm more autistic than artistic. I'm very creative. I'm good at what I do in that sense, but I go to like Reiki healers and stuff, and they're like nice because I think my grandfather's around me a lot. In fact, I think he's sometimes my dog. And it's weird. But my grandfather was a physical therapist, and my dog will get a tennis ball and massage himself with it. It's like, and I was joking with the Reiki healer. I said, is that my grandfather? Like I was just joking, and he pulled out the ball literally as I said it, and I was like, oh my god, that's fucking good. Like, it's like, is he always there, like in the bedroom, like? But anyways, they said my spirit guides want me to, or she asked me if I had an easel, and I was like a painting easel. I was like, why would I have that? And she goes, because I see them say they want you to paint. And I said, why? To tell me I'm a bad artist? Like, so the first one I had no idea. And I was just like, I saw the shadow of my hat on the canvas, and I was in Bimini at a yoga retreat. And I just kept moving my hat and doing different colors of like the shadow. And then like all my friends were coming up, and they were like, oh, that's really good. And I'm like, please stop talking like I'm a retarded child. Like, it's not really that good. But it is medicinal, so it's good. I mean, I was always a good doodler. Like I could doodle and then like with pencils and then shade it in.
Have you seen that guy, Mr. Doodle or Dr. Doodle?
Badass.
So it's really impressive. You gotta check out his videos.
Badass. I actually reposted a video of his on like April 5th. And no, I know. No, I know that one because that's the first video we had that reached 2 million views.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah,
Wow.
so super badass. He's from England, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny, one time I posted one of his works, and in the comments, some girl was like, oh, I go to the high school now where he went to school,
Uh-huh.
and that all the teachers are always talking about how he was, you know, like horrible grades,
Yeah.
like just doodled, had no friends, like complete, and how they're so proud of him now because he's like pretty much global. He's doodling all day long. Like he's a really badass mofo, and yeah, I'll post it too. It's a badass video. How did you discover him? Online?
Yeah, just you know, when you follow someone and it's like, here's some other profiles that are along those lines and are cool. Looked into them and
I just had a thought really quick. I think the spiritual guides, because it's funny, all recently now with the painting at the show and all this stuff with the jackets, maybe that's what the way was saying. I'm
that's
around
what
all
I'm
these
saying.
painters. Like,
You'll probably end up painting.
It's not you that's gonna
As
do
well,
but it's like
though.
I'm around all this stuff and I'm
No, you'll
connecting
end
all
up
these people.
you'll end up painting because
Yeah,
you're
I'm
around
not
it
for,
too,
like,
though.
Murals and selling shit. Okay, we'll just keep me as the creative director of what I do. But I think that's where she's saying, because she could see things, and she's like, there's a lot of art around you. And I'm like, I don't think it's me. So that might be it. It's pretty cool.
This spot's pretty dope. You own another property in Wynwood?
Yep, a couple blocks away.
Cool.
Similar, but yeah, it has a great canvas for the next one. It's really came together. We have a great plan,
Cool.
and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I look forward to. You guys making a cool film about
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
making of it too.
We're all
Do
up
it.
for it.
It's fucking awesome.
And so, yeah, I kind of also wanted to talk to all of you about kind of like social media in terms of Facebook, you know, was kind of like the big one that blossomed from MySpace, and then Google bought YouTube, Facebook bought IG. Me personally, I feel like YouTube and Instagram are the future. YouTube more as a full media provider for TV, movies, short video profiles. Like Google is just gonna dominate that whole industry, and then Facebook will dominate like the shorter content,
Right.
messaging, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, IG. Like those are all integrated, right? And then Twitter and Snapchat, they're like their own independent beasts that are like trying to stay alive, but those other ones are beasts. So just kind of want to hear from each of you, where do you see yourself? I know you have your blog and you have IG. Where do you see yourself kind of growing on like what platform?
I really like YouTube, but I don't think there's enough of a following with a lot of,
It's hard.
for me personally, it's easier for me to do Instagram just because all my friends are on Instagram and no one's really like pulling up a YouTube the way that, unless we tell them on Instagram to go watch the podcast on YouTube.
Mhm.
So they kind of work together,
Yeah.
but I do like YouTube for information because I do like the length of a podcast.
So you
I like the
use it.
information. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And I think blogs and writing is important too, but pictures for me, Instagram is number one. So Instagram pictures, yeah, every day. Like, I think that's my favorite, and that's where I think it's like the most prevalent. So.
What about you, Joey? Do you hustle on the
I would
internet?
agree with that. Yeah, I mean,
Do you have your like? Do you like
I don't-
market online?
no,
or
no,
post a lot?
not really. No, I just kind of use it to fuck
Basic,
around when I'm
yeah.
bored. That's it. I normally, Instagram. I think I like the best.
Do you use YouTube for like listening to music?
YouTube, yeah.
and
What I
stuff
like for
that?
YouTube is to listen to music. A lot of songs, like if they don't have it on Spotify or something, like YouTube will definitely have it.
Yeah.
But it's annoying because sometimes like they make you hear the commercials.
Have you heard of YouTube Red?
I don't. Oh yeah, I did hear about
It's
that.
badass.
Really?
Yeah, because it's only $10 a month, and you can turn your phone off while you're listening to something, and it no commercial ads at all.
Oh yeah, I get that.
And it's super smart. So like you put on like a cool mixtape, music, podcast, whatever the fuck, you can turn your phone off and keep listening to it. And then YouTube is crazy. I should advertise for them. YouTube TV is badass as fuck because you can have 6 people linked to your YouTube TV and record DVR everything on your smartphone and link it up to your TV.
I don't
So
understand.
you don't need Comcast. Like imagine your home cable all on your phone with DVR and it's on YouTube. That's $40 a month because it's real cable. But yeah, that's why I'm like so intrigued with this question because the old style of communicating is literally dead. Like Google,
No, it's funny. I
Facebook.
really like the way that you put that too. The old style of communicating is literally dead, because now it's more instantaneous. And I like there's this who's that guy who like originally fucked with electricity that was not
Tesla, Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla's got like there's a great quote that's like. Or a great prophecy that's credited to Tesla anyway. He's like prophesizing, smartphones. He's like someday, the telephone will be able to like
Instantly.
stream, like any person.
Basically
all
like
over the-
emails. He like defined like email.
And then the last part of it was like, and all of this whole contraption will fit into like a breast pocket.
Like they
So it's
have,
like such a
they
visionary.
move this stuff.
There's
But
a badass mural of him in Wynwood. Have you guys seen it?
I don't know.
It's badass.
Yeah, what building
it's
is it on?
big. It's big. You know where Mana is
Mhm.
and where the missile is? Well, obviously the body shop is in their parking
Yeah.
lot. The missile behind Mana, it's holding it like a nuke facing their logo right behind
Yeah.
in the back section.
The white side of the wall.
Yeah.
So Mon is here and the body shop's here.
Yeah, but in the back of the parking lot, like in the back entrance of the parking lot, there's a little
Mhm.
grass soccer turf field and
Yeah,
then
there's
a
a-
bunch of murals, and there it's right there. I'll send you guys a picture of it.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
pretty cool.
What's it like 5th and 22nd?
Yeah, and so yeah, Tesla.
So Tesla said that. What I think is really cool, and just the name Instagram, like reminds me of, so a telegram, right? Like the way you put it like in a pigeon or like a guy
Yeah.
riding a
Bottle,
horse with a
no.
little message, and the person would read it. So Telegram, but it's Instagram. So it's like it's kind of gives me this feeling like it's back to the very basic gram. Like a message or an idea or something to communicate a visual, and it happens instantaneously. And I love the empowerment, like back to the individual with that, and like the large scale platform that social media gives us to do that. So the way I see it is, we used to communicate individual to individual, and with these little grams, and then there came like TV, right? And now like everybody's like you're able to like give a message to thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people at the same time.
What do you
TV.
have like 250,000?
I think 214.
She used to have 1 million.
You
I
got
used
hacked
to,
or something?
yeah, and they wanted like 35K, and I was like,
They
"Suck
held
dick."
your
I will
count
just-
for ransom?
Yeah, for 35,000. I'm like, this is before sponsorships and like free bikinis. I'm like, I wasn't even getting that. I'm like 35,000. How about you suck your own dick? And I was like, I'm done. And I was like, no, I have enough friends and 82. I'm fine. I'll
They
start
probably,
Start it over.
Yeah,
even
but
if
I
you
just
would have
didn't really
paid
like
them, they
it.
probably would have fucking scammed you double.
Yeah, that's why I actually had another hacking on this account now, and it's really fucked up. I would go to Instagram. There's no phone call. I hate that. Like, even though we're like Instagram and like the old way of communicating, like I still genuinely, and I'm not that much older than any of you. In fact, we're all I think the same age, but it's like I would like a phone call sometimes from somebody instead of like I've never been on a dating app. Like, it's fucking weird. Like, I'm good. I can do it myself, but it's like just weird for me to like how our generation's kind of like we don't connect with each other, and I think art is a good way to connect,
Yeah.
to bring it back to a little bit of like genuine
And stuff like
spaces.
this.
But so Instagram, I went online. They said take a picture of yourself with this number, and the person who hacked in my thing, they were like, oh, so you're going to my friends at Instagram? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I said, how about this? I'll do PayPal you this, and she wanted like, I said, I'm not gonna give you 5,000. I'll give you 500. It's only like this much. I was like, I'll just start a new one. Do you want the money or not? I'm not gonna get hounded by you. And so I think it was 1,000. So I did it, and I called PayPal ahead of time, and I told them, and yeah, they're gonna fucking fool me. Probably take this out of the podcast.
No.
But I said to PayPal, and then I did instead of friends. She was asked for friends and family. I said absolutely not, because I need to clear this with them, with my taxes.
Goods and
Giving me my
services all
business.
day.
So I did it as goods and services. And she was like, well, that's taking money out. I'm like, who the fuck is this taking money out? You're taking my business away from me. Like, I was like mind boggled. So then I finally, once I got it and she received it, she gave me back my account, changed the password to like 50 characters. And I can't even get into it now. But then I disputed the funds, and PayPal took care of it. And she emails me back, and she's like, I can't believe you tried to scam me like that. Wait, I scammed you? She's like, this is my job. I said, get a real job. You are a thief and a scam artist. Like, did you just get mad at me for getting my money back and my account and being smarter than you? You should probably get another job, because you're not really good at scamming people.
And that happens a lot on Instagram.
Yeah,
People
but could you
get their
believe her
accounts
attitude
stolen.
towards me? Like, I just ruined her. Like, bitch, please.
It's probably
so
a
upset.
robot. It's like, God,
But you know what it was? You know what it was? It's
Robot.
the emails. It's the emails from Instagram to verify, because I was in the process of verifying. And then now I'm like so scared of it. They're like, oh my God, your account, we want to verify you. And I gave them the thing, and immediately
that's
what
when,
happened.
yeah.
So never, because they'll just put the logo, never.
Yeah,
Instagram
that's
doesn't
how you get
care. Like, Kim Kardashian, all them, their agents do that, and it's through another company, and it's just a blue check. Like, don't ever believe that stuff.
There are a lot of complications, and it's definitely a double-edged sword, and it's so new to the world. Like, it's the first time it's here. So when people criticize it, I understand. Like, oh yeah, that's a good point to point that out. How what you do for me, one thing is like I'm trying to have a fun time, and then like I start to have a fun time, and I start to do something cool, and I'm like, wait, I need to show this to everybody. I need to show all my followers this cool thing that I'm doing. So I'd like pause my fun time and be like, will somebody just take it, because I want this memory and I want to share this. So it's that for me. That's kind of the thing. It kind of interrupts the fun time. But I think it's just a stage. It's an evolution. I look forward to the day when like the technology has caught up, so that because right now we have to like whip out our phone, like go to the camera, get the setting, do all
Or
this.
it's just
I
like
just
a
wanna-
contact lens hooked up to
Yeah.
where you're thinking.
where we can get back to our lives, and not be interrupted with these phones and stuff, and just be having fun and doing things, but also able to share it. I think that will be a nice day, and I'm looking forward to that. So more than like the social media is so evil, it's like it ruins us. It makes people not connect. I look at it more like, hey, it's just a
disagree.
process, man. Like it's on its way to. Hopefully we're on our way, like as a society, to really connecting more. And if we have this tool that lets us connect, like on this huge level,
It puts a lot of pressure on, I feel like, governments and borders also, in a sense of like Bitcoin shows a good example of how humans can relate with each other in a money sense.
Yeah.
But imagine when everyone globally has like free access, not blocked by dictatorships, to the internet. Just, I mean, it's a whole nother weapon. I mean, Russia uses it, the U.S. It's just crazy to think about how these phones that we all have, it can really unify like the whole world. So it's gonna be interesting in our lifetime. Like, imagine our grandparents didn't grow up with TV, phones, like nothing.
Yeah, what would we do?
So it's gonna be a crazy future, that's for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I've had a good time. I think all of you are awesome. I'd like to do another podcast, like with each of you again, another episode. And then I also have a pretty badass studio set up. It's in Kendall, so whenever you guys want to come out there for like another episode. And then I just want to grow the podcast. You guys are here for we've done 2 episodes in Spanish and 8 in English now. So right at the beginning, we're gonna do them all the time. And you're all creative and in the game and know people, so if you could help us out, that'd be cool.
Sure.
And then we'll make sure to put all your info in the description. Catlin, you want to talk about real quick to wrap things up, kind of what you're working on, where people can kind of like see your work, what you're doing, just a little summary wrap up for yourself.
Yeah, this building, the Pulp Fiction building out of the...
That's the name of the building, Pulp Fiction building? Nice.
Yes.
What's the other one named?
That's gonna be the Boogie Nights Bungalow.
Nice.
Okay. Good. All right, so the Pulp Fiction house.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction building. On the front of it, I have this mural of the 3 main characters from Pulp Fiction. Fun Dimension. You can Google Maps Fun Dimension in Wynwood, and on there's my collab with Muck Rock, with Donkey Kong chasing Mario, chasing a cat, jumping over the moon in outer space.
Yeah, your collab with
Muck Rock.
Muck Rock.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a 100-foot one, so I'm really proud of it. Where else do we have stuff? My buddy Andy's house, there's a painting of Buddha on the fence. You can check that out too.
In this series, does it have a name? The one of the women?
No, it doesn't have a name. I'm not really. My art doesn't have names.
You've done a Paris Hilton. Which
Paris
women
Hilton,
have you done?
Ariana Grande and
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae. Yeah, just 3, I think, just powerhouses, beautiful, influential women on Instagram. We also did 3 boxers, just great boxers, in black and white, and some scenes from some movies. So we're just coming up with ideas, things that we think look cool and mean something to us, and painting them.
And this? What's this?
Yeah, this is a beautiful woman with a beautiful butt, and a beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
And it's got this Miami vibe. It's the girl's got the body, the sunset's beautiful. It's and this is going in Joey's new apartment.
Can I name it? Miami Vibes.
Miami
Like
vibes.
Miami Vice, but vibes.
Good vibes. Good Miami vibes.
There you go. Take my percentage.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
But really, I think, I don't know what direction my art's gonna take, but I know that I'm here in this town and I love community. I view it just as all of our responsibility to build community.
The school project and community.
Oh yeah, we just talk more about this. Yeah, so
we got some pictures of the work. Yeah, what is that?
So I went to the Wynwood Community Center just to get a gym membership because it's like a really good deal there. And I ran into the art director there and the art teacher and Maribel, and she said, "Hey, would you come by and do some art with the kids?" So I did, and I talked to them, and we decided we're gonna paint like the pavement on the playground. And so I gave them all pieces of paper with the shape of the pavement layout, and asked them to just come up with ideas. And these kids are amazing. They have they just you put a paper and you give kid markers and they create, and like I'm almost envious of that ability, because I will like look at a blank canvas and like just be freaked out by it for days.
It's writer's block. It's like artist block.
Yeah, but these kids do it fearlessly, and they're really amazing. So they've come up with all these ideas for the mural that we're gonna paint, and now it's up to me to kind of look over all of them and get inspired by all of them and come up with one single image. Then I'm gonna paint that image in black and white on the pavement, and then the kids are gonna color it in with
Nice.
handprints.
How big is the dimensions? How
That's a good question. I don't really know.
or
I'd
like
say
roughly? Is it like a
about,
few basketball courts kind of?
No, it's not that big. It's roughly like a half of a tennis court.
Okay, awesome.
A few
Yeah, that's
basketball
cool.
courts would be dope though.
And you know, that's like a very memorable moment for those kids. Like that's something they'll always remember, because it's something that they contributed, and they're not muralists, they're just kids, so that's awesome.
Yeah, maybe some of them are muralists. I mean, I didn't know I
In
was a
the
muralist until I met Joey. They just gotta meet Joey. They just meet
Just gotta
Joey.
meet Joey.
But no, really cool stuff. Like we were just talking about technology, and this girl Beyonce has drawn an emoji and LOL and an iPhone 10 and an eyeball. A lot of them wanted to draw eyeballs, so that was interesting.
Cool.
And actually, one of them asked me, he's like, I want to draw that eye, the all-seeing eye is what he was talking about. So I gave him $1, which has the all-seeing eye on it, and he drew that. This girl, Alondra's just, she starts drawing these characters and creating these stories. Like there's a good guy and a bad guy, and there's a sidekick, and there's an ice cream truck for some reason. And she sat back at one point and like looked at me just with this look of like contentment and satisfaction and just like, you know, happiness. She goes, you know, I just love these characters. And I've never drawn them before. This is the first time I've drawn them, and I just love them.
I love things like that. It's so great.
I was just like almost fucking cried.
I love kids.
Ashley's got these like cool like mandala flower patterns, and they wrote like acronyms. Like Ashley wrote NFL, and I was like, "Oh, you're a football fan?" She's like, "No, it's never forget loyalty."
Oh my god, I
Stared
love
at me. So,
that. NFL.
never forget loyalty. And then goat. I was like, "Why is everyone writing goat?" And
Greatest
they're
of all
like,
time.
"That's what they taught me."
Yeah,
Now I know
obviously.
that. That's
Like, who is this goat?
So yeah, I definitely have my work cut out for me. I have like this abundance of great ideas and the challenge of putting them all together into one image. And I can't wait to work with the kids again, because they're fucking cool.
I'm excited for that project for you and the kids. Maybe we'll try to do something on social media, and we can all do something where we can raise funds for the art.
Yeah.
Like, or
Yeah, and
the
the people,
supplies, I mean. not the art, the
Maribel,
supplies.
the teacher there, was like
Yeah.
zealous about that, about getting it filmed and shared.
Yeah, but we can get like some funding for like just donors, because I can get sponsors and such, and maybe get, you know, paint and chalk and
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Some badass drone shots.
What else? There's this great bar and restaurant, Cafeina, down the street, just reopened. Really good vibes there, and they really redid it beautifully. And I submitted to paint a mural, and they ended up choosing Nate. You can follow at Miami Nate. And he just has like a great message and great images. And I was like really psyched that they picked him because. I don't know. I can get butthurt, and if they picked someone who sucked and didn't pick me to paint their mural, I would have been like, what the fuck? But they picked this dude, Miami Nate, and his work is really awesome. Also, I know that Dasher and Crank, my favorite ice cream place, is gonna want some kind of mural, or have like a mural area that's on rotation, like monthly or something like that, with different artists painting.
Real quick, for the artists who are listening who'd like to like get involved with local businesses and outdoor walls and stuff,
Yeah.
what's like a quick tip that you can give them? Like,
Absolutely.
How do you do it?
Flashback that story where I'm all excited about Muck Rock and all it is this possibility, this long shot. Like I'm gonna collaborate with like this artist Muck Rock and paint a wall at Art Basel. Yeah, right. And I'm jogging through Wynwood, and I'm looking at the walls that are painted and admiring them. I'm looking at the walls that aren't painted, and I'm daydreaming. And just this, how people sometimes say like, I heard this voice, or like it was a clear auditory. I didn't have that, but it was a clear thought, and it just said, you're not going to paint any wall unless you walk into one of these buildings. So walk into the building.
And you
That's the
did
answer.
that
Yeah.
moment.
That was that was like, in a very simple way, you gotta walk into the building, and then do it, and then from there just be kind and offer what you have to offer. But yeah, that
So
was
you
really
do it
simple
for
advice
free
that I received.
then?
That one was at cost, so they paid for the paint and for our time and food. And
What do
stuff.
you recommend for someone very at the beginning? Just, hey, I'll do that for free. Like, I just want to work.
Yeah, there's like a famous saying, you say yes until you can say no, and then say no as often as you can. But yeah, I would say give freely of your work. I'm not saying don't charge and don't make money. I don't want to perpetuate that when we deserve to be paid for our labor, paid for our craft, and it's very valuable. And but I think it's whether you're an artist, whatever you do, I think all of us should have like service to our community, service to each other as one of our highest priorities. I also heard a great quote by Jimmy Fallon. He was quoting someone else, and he was talking about when you're getting like, you don't think things are going to work out. And to me, it happens on every single painting. I get to a point where I'm like, fuck, this is not going to work out. I don't know how I'm going to figure out how to fix this problem. And every single painting, I run into a moment like that, and it lasts for a few hours or a day. And Jimmy Fallon said, just keep working on your stuff, and everything will work itself out. And so those are my two suggestions. They're very simple, but I'm all about back to basics. And so yeah, if you want to paint buildings, you got to walk into the building, and and whatever happens, just keep working on your stuff, and everything will work itself out.
Cool. Well, thank you all. We had a good time. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you like the podcast, and if you know any artists, anyone creative, let us know. And once again, if you guys can help out with that too, we're just trying to get booked.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Ooh.
That was dope.
Cool, that's it.
You guys don't want to interview the dog?
Yeah, of course.
You always talk
Obviously.
So can I turn my phone on?
Yeah.
Or wait till after?
No, you're good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I'm
I
excited.
learned from you.
You killed it, brother.